I don't even see why this shit is still going on. It's like Fast and Furious should have died years ago. And it's back that, like he said, I think Matt said something about they should have just ended it or something. I think you said it ended it after like the 7th movie or some shit, Q. And I was sitting there like that movie shouldn't have gone past 3. Killing a franchise. It's like, dude,
I lost interest around 3.
It went from a movie about people
like
racing
Tokyo
cars in the
Drift?
streets and these motherfuckers build a team to save the world. It's like it went from fucking race cars to the Avengers. Motherfucker, I was like, what?
Yo. What's going on, YouTube? Quentin here from Double Edge Games, and we are back with another episode of the Double Edge Podcast today, and we even have another guest today. So today I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody today. We returning homie himself, Dom, aka 4Wheel, because somebody go ahead and say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? Back again with that double edge action like Ronnie Kenshin. Always back in that ass. Happy to be back.
Sounds good. Definitely sounds good. And then we got the big homie himself, which I kind of realized kind of looks a little bit like T Grizzly a little bit. The big homie Matt. Go ahead and say what's up to the people.
What's up? Welcome to our nerd session.
Welcome to the nerd session. And the special guest we got today, he's actually been on one episode. It's actually my brother, also my business partner on the Minority Show, which you can find a link in the description below. Or if you go to my channel, you actually see it in the shared channels list. My brother Deshaun, go ahead and say what's up.
What's up, people? Did you miss me? Burn down hill.
Really? Some Martin shit? Man, I missed that
What's
show
up,
so
guy?
much. I really do. I missed that show so much. So what I'm going to do for you guys today is, because it's gaming season now, because as soon as it hits like November and December, you're just going to see just a butt ton of games that's come out. So I got some recommendations for you guys. One's actually a console, because I actually received this as a gift. Thank you, Jess. It is actually, I'm surprised I even, had as much fun as I did. It's actually the Nintendo Switch. And I have, of course, you got to get Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm going to review that possibly on this channel or the other channel. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and Splatoon 2. Those are very great games that you can go ahead and try out. And then also there's Cuphead that's been out on Xbox and PC. So Xbox owners, which I know y'all two are, play that game. It's actually a very good game, but it's difficult. It might make you rip your hair out. And then the last game that recently came out is the Evil Within 2. I haven't even beat the first Evil Within because it made me so mad, but I might give this one a shot. So those are the games for right now, but there's going to be a ton more games coming out. So today we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to talk about is something that I've been noticing that's a trend that I just don't like. And it's actually loot crates, and it's been all over these AAA games. So, who's the first? Deshaun's the first one in this group, and then it's Dom, and I go to Matt. So, Deshaun, I don't know if you know about loot boxes, but think about your progression system. Think about playing, let's say if you play, what was the game we used to play a lot of? Do you remember Medal of Honor back then that we played on the PS2?
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor, right?
Oh, yeah, the war game, yeah.
Okay, imagine that game, except you know how you get weapons and whatever that progression system is? Imagine that being stripped, and imagine them putting in these loot boxes to where it's a random chance of you getting whatever in these boxes, and then when you actually unlock them, it gives you nothing.
Oh, okay.
It can give you
I know
nothing.
what you're talking about.
And Star Wars Battlefront 2 recently did that to where their progression system, you don't even unlock stuff. You get in-game currency to buy these crates, and then these crates don't guarantee anything. And then, like I said, the only way to get more is if you throw more money at them. So do you think that's something that needs to be in gaming?
Well, let me just throw this out here, like, just to draw a comparison between that and real life. You got to think about an actual loot crate that you can get in person. It's the same thing. Like, ain't no guarantees in whatever like they're offering from the loot crate. You're not going to get what's like what you think is supposed to be guaranteed. And then you got these loot crates that they throwing in the video games now. And just like the loot crate in real life, you got to keep paying in order to keep getting these things.
Sounds like gambling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So it can be, it's a huge pain in the ass. And I have no problem saying, hey, like there's no reason for why we got to spend. Like I'm already upset that every game now is doing that, even to this day, where you shouldn't have to give up even more money for something simple like a simple add-on. It's like it's times like this where I miss cheat codes in video games more than anything. Like, cause me and my girl was playing. I don't know if y'all ever heard of a game, Destroy All Humans.
Yes.
Yeah,
A classic.
she's been stuck on those games for years, and we went to GameStop and found a 360 version. And I tried to tell her it's not the same as the PlayStation 2 or Wii version. Like, you're not really gonna get cheat codes in an Xbox 360 or PS3 game anymore. She thought I was bullshitting. She found out the hard way.
Yeah, hold on, you gonna get some DLC.
All I saw was her big ass bottom lip poked out. Like, I'm saying.
It's unfortunate. It's a DLC job. But
Tried to warn her DLC is what's taking over, and cheat codes are a thing of the past, and it makes me mad.
it's like, why put it in the game for free if you can just make them buy it? So that's their philosophy. But
Fuckers.
that was nicely put, bro. Dom, I know you're a big fan of single player games. Trust me, these loot crates are even in Shadow of War 2, which I know Matt got mad at, but I heard you can turn them off. But besides that, how do you feel about loot crates being in gaming?
Well, I play games with loot crates, and I mean, I do. I play all types of shit nowadays. I have to diversify my stocks. Sometimes like Wu-Tang Financial, shout out to the Wu. But like, I feel like with this though, because the biggest upset was like the equipment that you were paying for, you pretty much paid to win. That's pretty much what the description was. I keep up on the gaming news. I feel like with the Shadow of War shit though, that makes me upset is because the only way you can get the true ending and grind and beat the thing that they want you to get the real, like the ending of the game. Actually, I shouldn't say the true ending, but the real ending of the ending of the game is you have to complete the other thing that's after the main story, so the end game stuff, and you have to have your characters to beat. You have to have rare orcs to beat the loot, to beat the army stuff.
Are you saying you have to get the rare orcs out of the loot crates in order to get the ending of the shit?
Running for a ridiculous amount of hours.
That's stupid. I don't.
So
That's
the big thing with loot crates. Like, Overwatch was like the first game I really had to deal with like heavy loot crate stuff. And I understand that at least with Overwatch, you're getting skins or whatever, and it's more like a leveling up system. Yeah. Even in Division or Destiny 2 right now, it's something of a grind thing, but at least you don't have to pay for it. You can still play the game, and things might drop. But if you're paying, people are gonna pay out the wazoo for that shit, because a lot of us, it's like the new, it's like the 2K18. But I understand the reasoning behind 2K18 for doing it. I understand it. I understand why they built this is why they built the road to 99 the way they did. So I don't know. Like for me, it all depends. But I'm not gonna pay somebody to level me up. Like I think that just takes away from the progression, and I think this makes something too hard to obtain and force people to pay. You already paid $50+ plus the DLC plus whatever version of the game you want, the ultimate version, the Lux version. So I don't get why they do it to people. Honestly, I get why, because it's money in the water, you know what I'm saying? It's dope in that cat follow it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't really care for it either. I don't really care for a lot of things games are doing right now.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that was actually like a topic, and I was actually gonna get 2K 18 on the Switch because I wanted to play it like on the go or whatever. But then I saw like people were like, "Yeah, I ran out of VC," and they were paying like $20 to get a haircut. out of VC, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be doing all this,
So
but
let me tell you how it works in 2K. Because my brothers and both my brothers and a bunch of people I work with are playing it right now. So with 2K,
it sounded like you just went underwater for a minute.
Yeah, it really do.
It sounded like Matt sucked up like all your sound.
Oh, bro, really?
He straight sold your sound, bro.
Does it sound better now?
Sounds a little better.
A little bit.
Oh God, I hate my phone. I'm sorry, I can't wait to get my mic back.
No, you
But yeah, with the 2K, they decided that they were going to make you go level up to 99 for the main career mode, and with you can buy VC points, and they gave you a discount on VC points the first time you played the game. So people probably neglected the fact that you just got to grind for it. Making VC points ain't that difficult in the game. I know a bunch of people that have way more than they need, but you get kids in customization. You get people that want to look so sweet that they don't know how games work. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how currency systems in games work. Period.
got you. That makes sense. It
I
does.
say pick up 2K18. I feel like it's a pretty solid game. Mechanic wise, if you're a true gamer, it'll keep you playing for a while.
I'm gonna definitely have to try it because like I've been really. I was gonna get it like a few days ago, but I ended up getting Splatoon 2 because I didn't feel like downloading that game because it's only like digital on the Switch though. But that's really nicely put though. That really is. I'm glad you brought up that 2K point. And for you, Matt, because I know one of your games that you was looking forward to. Now we talked about it on the podcast plenty of times. Give me your 2 cents, dog.
Like I said last time, putting in the loot crate system always breaks a game, no matter what. They expect you to buy. They almost expect you or make it impossible for a player or an individual to even obtain the next level or obtain the item. So they almost push you to use the goddamn loot crates. The best example I can say is Call of Duty.
Oh, with them supply drops?
Yep. I still see them as a goddamn loot crate. You have to spend. You can't. It's not like you can buy like a low level loot crate. You got to buy like a silver, a gold, or a platinum. If you buy a bronze, you ain't getting shit. If you buy silver, you might get something decent. Thing is, chances are you won't. So you got to buy either a gold or a platinum to be effective. And even then, you still might not get anything or the item that you need. Also, with the experience packs, the experience pack only gives you so much. Only gives you so much experience. The best example I could say is with goddamn Shadow of War. I look forward to that game all freaking year, just to find that out. That not only does it have goddamn experience packs and loot crates, the game is extremely grindy, so it almost pushes you to get it. So it's just all around upsetting. When you have a loot crate system or a treasure system, as I would say, it breaks your game. It completely breaks it due to the fact of it pushes people that already find the game expensive and gaming as a luxury, as I do, to spend more money rather than spending it on the DC. They're spending it on the goddamn loot crates, and I can ultimately find that to be defeating of a game. The best example I can use is goddamn Mass Effect Andromeda.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Everybody forgot about that game for a minute too.
I didn't.
I love
that game. The game is amazing, but the thing is, it's damn near unplayable.
It's very playable. Hold on.
It's damn near unplayable, in my opinion. Oh,
Playable. I think the thing with it, I 100%. The portion of the game that you need to 100% complete. My biggest problem with the game, let me answer what Matt said because it's true about something. I don't think when you reach a certain age, you know what I'm saying? Like when you were a kid, you could do the amount of grinding and everything. You wouldn't have to worry about paying X amount of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Even back then, games came out every 3, maybe every 6 months. You can live with the game for 6 months. Nowadays, it's not that we have short attention spans. There's so much things that as gamers we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we focus our attention and try harder, like most of Call of Duty, like if you go on any game right now that's like multiplayer, that has a shooter or anything like that, you have like 14-year-old kids putting in that work, which is understandable. But as an adult, I don't think the gaming community, one, we're pretty much spoiled. Things like YouTube have become toxic for the industry in some sense. Not us, because we're realists.
But from my perspective,
yeah.
when you put in the end, it's still unfortunate. From my perspective, putting in a loot crate system and making the game predominantly dependent on it, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's the gambling aspect. It's just not. I don't think it needs to be in gaming. It's really. It's one of those things I've been seeing for a while, and I was like, okay, you see this type of stuff in like a free-to-play game, but it's like, I already gave you $60. I would just wish that they would be more honest. Like, if they're like, hey, the reason why we're putting this in is because we're not making enough money off our game. If that's the case. But if it's not, and it's just like, hey, well, I mean, we don't want to put out, a lot of DLC, so we're going to just put these crates in here and try to take your money if we can. That's what it sounds like, because they're not all like you have
and
to
you
get
already
them, but they're just
you already
tempting.
spent $64 for the damn game.
Exactly, they're just really tempting.
And it's the same thing with the orc that came in and saved your life today. Modeled after the guy that died.
Yeah.
They tried to get people out of that, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, big shout out to the gaming community that's real with it, you know what I'm saying? They were like, nah, we can't do that, bro. Like, we ain't have it.
Man, it is one of those weird things where it should not just. I'm not saying it should be a game at all. If it's a free to play game, by all means. But then again, it's it's their game. They can do whatever they want. But it's like, dang, man, Star Wars just stripped their whole progression system. So now it's just you have to get loot. You have to get loot crates. It's not. Oh, don't get loot crates at all and level up and get guns. You have to get your guns. You have to go through loot crates to get your guns. That's when it just went overboard. So that's why I'm not even buying that game. And it looks good. It plays good, but damn.
They might change the motto during to do the Black Backlash. You know that.
They better. Then that'll change my mind. That'll definitely change my mind if they do.
Until then, in the immortal words of Skeletor, I got to say, nah.
I agree. That's a big ass. Yeah, because I don't know as of right now. But if they change it, then it's cool.
Momra, I wasn't really a Skeletor fan, but Momra was the shit. Shout out to Momra, Thundercats, and them hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Thundercats. That's that OG shit. Back in the day. But man, all right, I'm done talking about loot crates. I think everybody here has expressed their gripes with it. So had some pretty good points. But yeah, if you guys are picking up Star Wars Battlefront or have played the beta, I'm pretty sure you've noticed the loot crate system or Shadow of War. But anyway, we covered the 2K VC issue, which Dom touched base on perfectly. That was great. And the other thing, one game, Assassin's Creed Origins. I really have not been like an Assassin's Creed guy like that. Like I played some here and there, but this one got my attention. And besides, they're in Egypt, so you know what I'm saying, it actually just looks dope. So Dom, take the floor on Assassin's Creed Origins. What do you think about it?
I'm excited for it. I played every Assassin's Creed. What's that what's that match? What's that series? The one. It was a mobile. I didn't play them two more. I didn't play the handheld game, and I didn't play the one for.
Oh, you're talking about Chronicles.
I didn't play Chronicles because I didn't, But I played. I beat and played every other Assassin's Creed game that's come out.
Okay.
So I'm really into the story and the lore a little bit too much. I really am. Like, I even know where this lines up at, but I'm like, oh, they finally did that after years of, like, kind of hinting at it. Like, yo, maybe one day we got to go to Africa and go to Egypt and go to continent and then go to Egypt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they were already on the continent. But I feel like this is going to be cool because it's more designed like The Witcher, more RPG elements. So, that's right up my alley.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I can just ham and cheese my way through it. But I feel like I just hope the story's good. My biggest gripe with Assassin's Creed is a lot of people find it boring and monotonous, but I don't think that the lore draws people in too much. Like, if you're a fan of the lore, then yeah, you're gonna buy this. But I think it's a good thing that they took a few years off. And I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with Egypt. Shout out to the people because you get to see brown faced people and not be in Italy or somewhere in Europe because you only got to see one brown faced person.
Yep, and what was that? Freedom Cry.
Shout out to
Freedom Cry. Actually, Freedom Cry. Assassin's Creed.
Liberation too.
Liberation. That's the only brown faces.
It's kind of funny. Those are the only two I own too.
Oh, you guys forgetting that the first one, the El Tair,
He's Italian, so.
El Tair's not Italian.
No, medieval era. So.
El Tair's Arabic. But yeah, shout out to El Tair.
Really?
I didn't even know. So I had no idea.
I didn't know either.
El Tair's Arabic. See. But you know what I'm saying? So like you can go back that far. I hope the lore's gonna be good. I hope the mechanics are gonna be good. Cause I've seen a few mechanics that they took from Ghost Recon, which I like the drone mechanics. So they just did it with a bird, which is pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just really excited.
Sounds good, man. That's definitely sounds good. I enjoyed the breakdown because I'm someone who is like not really into the Assassin's Creed games, but this one looks really good. So I'm glad that they took their time off and they put out, some real good quality this time. So it looks pretty good. And Matt, tell me what you think about Assassin's Creed Origins.
I already pre-ordered the game. It's just waiting on me at this point.
I figured. I fucking knew it.
I have played every single Assassin's Creed game other than sight ones. I even have Rogue. I've always been a big Assassin's Creed fan. My only worry is how the switch and I'm okay with the combat mechanics. It's just more of that how it's me adjusting to the different combat mechanics. The world looks beautiful. I'm glad that they got rid of the mini map that they always have in every single game in the lower left corner for some apparent reason.
I like so, but
it helps, but at the same time, it's kind of distracting.
During chases. Yeah.
I like the fact that it's in Egypt. I like the fact that they took they still have the heart and soul of Assassin's Creed Black Flag in it, with the whole naval battle and underwater temple mechanics. And I look forward to playing underwater, and you can actually be able to fight underwater, which is one of the biggest things. You can actually use weapons in the water this time.
That makes sense though, because you got the alligator attack. Was it crocodiles or alligator attack? You got the crocodiles.
You got crocodiles. You got hippos, and you have all the other weapons with you. that was one of the biggest things that annoyed me in Assassin's Creed 4 and Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry. That whenever you were underwater, you were defenseless. You couldn't do shit.
Well, that's perfectly fine though.
But it what made it okay for me is that the fact of you can see another whole and different world underneath the water. I like the fact of how big the game actually is and the time that they took to construct it.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest worry is how the bow is going to be used. That's the only thing. It looks amazing, but if it's actually kind of shitty in the end, it can actually kind of break the game. But that's just my own opinion.
With that being said, Matt, real quick, for Quentin and them, we forgot the biggest point, Matt. This is the beginning of Assassin's Creed lore.
That is true. That is also true.
So for anybody that's new to the franchise, they can start here and play backwards.
That is true.
Oh yeah, Origins.
But at the same time, something that Matt you gotta think about with the bow and arrow mechanic. Didn't Ubisoft make the first Tomb Raider, the remake?
It was Square Enix, I think. They made that one.
Yeah, Square Enix, yeah.
Didn't they do the second one as well?
I don't think so.
I don't know about that one.
I think it was still Square Enix.
I don't know about that one.
Mechanics of the game could be similar to at least an upgraded version of 3 or maybe Tomb Raider if they did the Tomb Raider. I think they did Ubisoft did a little bit. I don't think they fully did the Tomb Raider, but I know the mechanics to the bow was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I needed to say. We had the origins.
Okay.
I just look forward to the game. It's actually one of the very few games that doesn't look like it's going to be a copy of the others. Because personally, I felt like Assassin's Creed 3, 4, and Rogue were all copies of one another.
Oh, they definitely were.
Different weapon.
They
were just literal. And Assassin's Creed Syndicate was a little bit more of a built-on version of it, an improved version of it. But I still saw it as a carbon copy.
Definitely.
So
that's all Ubisoft games. They work on them they work on them at the same time. So mechanically, it's just always a mechanical improvement. So that could be said there too. But I'm just more excited for the story. I kind of hate the fact that Desmond is dead. So, spoiler, everybody, Desmond's dead. It's not that big of a deal.
If you don't know by now, you're going to find out.
Yeah, it's a really crabby. When the Assassin's Creed series first started, they had a really good idea. I'm sorry, I'm taking over for this. They had a really good idea that it was gonna 2012. The first 4 games were gonna be this story, and it was gonna change. And then all of a sudden, it was just pretty much like the ending really didn't matter. It mattered, but it didn't matter. So hopefully, they've been able to redeem themselves within Syndicate's ending. So hopefully, it builds upon Syndicate's ending in a weird way.
Got you. Okay. That is that's a lot of information because I was one of the people who, like I said, I've only played like a few here and there, so I really haven't jumped too far in, but this one does look like it's going to be a pretty enjoyable time. It looks like it's going to be pretty dang good. And then also, I'm somebody who has played the Dark Souls series, so I'm looking at how their combat is. It looks like they're trying to tweak it instead of making it the same. So this looks like the only Assassin's Creed that's had changes here and there. Because that also was my issue, was a lot of them did look like carbon copies. And then that's also why I really don't play much Call of Duty anymore, because a lot of them all just look like a bunch of copies of what else happened. So that is pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm keeping my eye on the game, and if something just really strikes me and I have to go pre-order it, or if I get that urge, I might give it a shot. I definitely would. And Deshaun, I have noticed a few Assassin's Creed games on your shelf. So tell me, would you actually pick this up? You playing in Egypt?
First of all, I'm just gonna say this: love all of the melanin that's about to be thrown into this game.
Melanin.
I love it. It's taking place in a time where black people were still relevant in Egypt, as opposed to now, where it's pretty much run by lighter skin, how do I say it, non-melanoid Muslims.
Melanoid?
Yes, that's a word. Look it up.
Lies.
I'm gonna type that in.
Melanoid.
I'm gonna look up the word.
This guy here.
It's a real word used by the nation and several other groups like the Black Israelites. Shout out to you. Knowledge.
Ha!
It is a word. It is a literal word. Melanoid is a word.
Don't doubt me, bitch.
So you like all the melanin in the game, huh?
I love the fact that this is finally going to take place in something like that's a little bit more of a relevance, because you got to think about it. This may open up doors for an audience that probably wanted to try Call of Duty but didn't want to because they felt like it was too much whiteness, or if you will, like, because I think that's what Don brought up before. Didn't it take place in Italy or some shit like that?
Yep.
And I know
the first game was very Muslim based, which was awesome, and it was cool. But like after that, they really took a turn. And then other than Connor, and then a lot of the other great characters that were black, they got their shine, but it was later on in small parts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a real big fan of the game.
Like if you know, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro, but if you know in Syndicate, that took place in like the London Victorian era. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the Victorian era, but that's
the London Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, the steampunk and all that. Like if you know what steampunk is, that's pretty much what's derived from. Like if you ever saw Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Kevin Kline, that's what it's based on. That's the Victorian era. That's like taking a chunk from that portion of that history and mixing it in with something else. That's kind of what I think that's what Syndicate is based off of.
Yep, completely.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, that's cool and everything, but it's like, come on now, like they didn't really try on that one. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
the other day, I literally was playing that game and I found one black face, one black citizen that was on a train.
Because during the Victorian era, there weren't that many black people around, because you got to remember during the Victorian era, it was supposed to be like post-slavery, so there weren't like a lot of weren't like a lot of black people roaming around frolicking and mingling with other white people who got like little gears and shit on their hats and shit.
Ew.
Yeah, but at the same time, the one thing that is going to be the defining factor in this game, other than that's going to be a selling point for a lot of African American buyers that never really buy games anyway. They're going to be like the melanin factor, which is always a good factor. You know what I'm saying? To buy and support anything, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As a race in America. My biggest problem is I have a homie that's Egyptian, right? And we have this conversation all the time, and I really want to tell him he's not a true Egyptian. But I don't want to say that because necessarily he is one. But that's going to be the conversation piece. There probably a few people look like us, but it all comes from the knowledge. And I think the game is going to do a really good job of representation, because Ubisoft is one of those people that don't give a fuck. They'll be like, "Yo, we don't care if you're upset."
They're like
some Frenchmen over there.
Right,
Assassin's Creed game. We have spent over 23 hours and are only in the keep alone. And I don't know, man. They have like a lot of like unnecessary like tweaks that they have to bring up. We have 28 megapixels that's going to be in just his cane alone. Like they'll bring up like some oddball shit. They're really into detail, which is kind of weird, a little bit too into detail, but I'm like, y'all not that much into detail.
I got a comment. They weren't that much into detail with Assassin's Creed Unity.
I was about to say that. Like, how you went that much into detail, but you had a few games to where it was just blah. Because Assassin's Creed Unity had like bugs for days.
It was garbage. It was garbage. Everybody had an American accent, and they were supposed to be speaking French.
It was weird, but
It's how
It, yeah.
It was surreal. It was.
no, but you got to remember the animus. The animus is the way that it perceives whatever you was using the animus. Ha
But at the same time, it wasn't that case for Desmond.
ha.
Everybody had an Italian accent with Exio.
Right.
Yeah, that's because they're not. They wasn't. That was Desmond's DNA, straight up. Not in a program. No, God. I'm so much of a nerd. It just doesn't help when I talk to people. No, okay. Move on.
It be like that sometimes.
it do. It
It
definitely
really do.
does. So, Assassin's Creed Origins. I guess we just pretty much wrapped it up. Keep your eyes out for that game. It shouldn't come out pretty soon, like around
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh, damn, that's fast.
I can actually find out what day.
23rd.
How many days?
23rd. It's the 23rd. The 23rd.
23rd.
13 days away.
Dang, that's quick. Okay, so yeah, look out for Assassin's Creed Origins on the way. And the last game that I'm going to bring up, and then we're going to move on to a little bit of cinema, is actually Red Dead Redemption 2 dropped their trailer, and I must say, it looked beautiful. It looked
It
beautiful.
did. Looked good.
Definitely did. Who didn't take the floor last? I went to Don, Matt. Oh, crap. I'll go. I guess. It just looks beautiful. Like that's it. I remember buying the game for my brother for his birthday, and then I even played some here and there, and the game was dope. The game was honestly dope. I remember I was just doing everything from the story mode. I was even playing the multiplayer, and it was fun. Everything about that game was just it was just fun. It was a really good game. I enjoyed it. And now that they're bringing out Red Dead Redemption 2 after so many years, I can't wait. It looks pretty good. I'm going to keep my eye on the game, and hopefully it's going to be everything that I assume it will be. As long as there's no BS in it. But, I don't know. I kind of trust Rockstar. They don't really put that much BS. But they need to crack down on their Grand Theft Auto 5 issue, because they kind of like got rid of like a modding site, and then everybody that buys Grand Theft Auto is because they want to mod the game, and you piss off like half your fan base because of that. But I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess. So I'll give them that. And Deshaun, tell me what you think about that Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, first off, thank you for that gift from like 3 years ago on Christmas, brother.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Honestly, God, like I still play it. Like, believe it or not, I was just playing Red Dead Redemption. Of course, the Undead Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
The second disc that came with the game.
Yes.
That's primarily what I play now, because it's always fun to play. Cause I don't know, it's just something about it. Just that realm of knowing that half the population is dead, and then the rest of them, like, you don't know if you should save them or not. I don't know. I use it as stress relief some days, but in all honesty, the fact that they're even coming out with another one, it's just showing that Rockstar they know what they're doing when it comes to their games. Like, because I don't think anybody can honestly name a game that they came out with recently that wasn't really, like, that people weren't really feeling, from your Grand Theft Autos, Red Dead Redemption, or Red Dead series, what's that other game? Bully. That's the name of it.
They might be making another Bully too.
Yeah. And it's like I'm seeing a lot of them cranking hits out and all that. And I was like, well, damn. Like, apparently, like they know what they're doing over there.
They take.
They got. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and that's what's probably.
They give brothers free expansions. Come on now. Anybody gives you free expansions to a game, you can't help but get free expansions.
Exactly. And there are zero loot boxes and all that other crap in the game. So that's what's good.
I think that's what makes them. That's what makes it. I mean, I guess that's what makes that game playable for me. Like, I don't know. I look at history from gaming companies before I play anything. That's just me.
No, trust me. You're definitely not the only one. But
I think
What else was I had? I'll probably remember in a minute. Something had just hit me and then it went away. Dom, tell me what you think about this Red Dead Redemption 2, dog.
I think it's cool. I always liked the Red Dead series back in the day in the PS2 era. If anybody remembers that far back, because James
We not
Marsden was the
we
first
not
one.
we not old and we not young, so I hope you remember that.
I remember.
Well, that game was kind of low key. Like that wasn't like a big blockbuster game.
Like
Matter of fact,
that game Gun used to be bigger than that for some reason.
didn't Dad have that Red Dead? What was it called?
It was called Red Dead something.
He had it for PlayStation 2. I remember Dad playing it.
Yeah, it was the Red Dead Revolver.
Yes, thank you.
That's it.
So yeah, I picked up Red Dead Redemption 2. I still got to beat it actually. I have it, and it was right when they started doing the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
I found a chance to play it. Like my brothers had beat it before me, and then I'm not a big fan. Like at the time, I'm not a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of Rockstar games, but that's probably the cleanest Rockstar game I've ever played.
Yes,
Honestly,
yes.
I think that's why Grand Theft Auto was it 5? Yeah, it'd be 5. I think that's why it succeeded so well is because they take that Red Dead model. You get stuck on a hard mission, you can kind of skip it a little bit, but you don't skip the whole thing. That thing works a lot better.
Yeah.
I love James Marsden. I love the way it ended. And I can't wait to see what's happening. It's clean. Straight up clean.
Good. Definitely sounds great. Matt, go ahead and tell us what you think about that Red Dead Redemption 2.
I have never played a Death Redemption game in my life. Ever.
Yeah.
But knowing from how Rockstar's history with having hit after hit after hit, even though I'm not really interested in the game, I could tell it will be. I can already tell it's going to be a hit. There's not going to be. There's no doubt.
Okay.
They don't screw over their customers. They don't screw over their players. Unlike all the other companies these days. They've done. Even though that little thing with the mod incident, we all know it's going to be fixed in the next upcoming months.
Yeah.
So,
preach.
So you can't really complain about a company that respects their players and listens to their players. When they have a problem, I forgot what incident happened with Grand Theft Auto 4. But they fixed it almost immediately. With I think it was within a week. So you can't really I don't really have anything to truly say about the actual Red Death Redemption game itself because I've never played it. I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I've heard good things, but I've never honestly picked it up and actually played it. I haven't even looked at reviews or gameplay. So to give an honest opinion on a game or experience that I have not had, it would be unfair. So.
Oh. Okay. So I'm about to go ahead and hit you. I'm gonna hit you with a dashy XP explanation of why you should go get it. Are you ready? All right. Go to GameStop. Take your wallet. Go buy the game. Then put it in your Xbox. Now you can play it. In case you didn't hear what I said, go get the other old game and just get it on your Xbox. It's backwards compatible, so you might be able to try it. You can get it probably real cheap, but
real talk, Matt, you could have just been like a fanboy or some shit like that. Like most of them would have been like, they were like, nah, man, that game just looks like booty. There's no point to me playing.
Man, I ain't trying to play that game, man. That game don't even look good, man. I don't even know why everybody's trying to play that, man. No, something like that.
Go bite a turd somewhere, dude. We don't care what you think.
Some people be doing stuff like that. But, okay. Red Dead Redemption 2. That was all we have for the gaming section. And we're about to move on to a little bit of cinema today. And one thing that is kind of funny, I have to put this out here first. I necessarily, after, I would say, the 5th movie, I didn't really care too much for the Fast and Furious movies at all. They just got kind of ridiculous, and then they just kept like throwing them out and throwing them out and throwing them out like damn near like Call of Duty. And now it's to the point where Tyrese Gibson is mad. He's mad at The Rock because The Rock had a spin-off movie of Fast and Furious. And he's making it all about him and whatnot. So, would y'all see a Fast and Furious spin-off? I don't know if y'all watch Fast and Furious like that. I really don't care about the movies like that. But, Matt, would you see a Fast and Furious spin-off with, that man, The Rock, and, David Statham? Or Jason Statham?
I got bored with the movies after the third one. It was a carbon copy of the same exact damn movie over and over and over again.
Just cars, big explosions. That's
an American movie. That's all I could say. It's an American movie. Very patriotic. But I don't really care for the series. And to have The Rock being in everything, and I mean everything. He's doing like Kevin Hart. He's in every single damn movie. There's a point where you don't want to see his face no more.
And then it's not even like he has range as an actor. He's just himself. I ain't never seen him do nothing that groundbreaking. Like he probably a cool dude, but it's just like his range is not. He's
himself in every single movie.
He's himself in every freaking thing. He's never done like these groundbreaking roles like that. Leo, he's not a Leo.
I see him as basically the big tough guy in every single movie. The big tough guy.
He is the big tough guy.
Or the hero. He's never done the villain role. He's never taken the truly traumatized role. He's never truly he's always the same person.
Oh.
And to see him as an actor,
he did one, I think. Back then the movie Doom that they came out with. He was only he was like a bad guy for like the last 20 minutes. That was it.
He eventually turned into a hero, didn't he?
No, he died.
No.
Oh.
That man got
But I can't really see the reason why I don't really care for the series itself, because I'm not answering the question. It's more the fact of we all know what we're gonna get, and it's gotten almost boring hearing that.
Well,
and it's unfortunate it's gotten like that. The series is gonna basically ruin itself. I thought they should have finished it with the last movie.
Man, I thought they should have finished that after 7, bro.
They should have just finished it, but because of they want to make more money, and the big corporations are just funneling money into this company, into the series, they're gonna probably keep making them until they're like maybe Fast and Furious 90 one day. So
they better not,
if not 14. So I don't really care. I just don't. I will watch any movie as long as it's not too sappy or correction. I will watch any movie as long as it intrigues me.
I got you.
It actually has the honest to true plot that has not been done. If it's a carbon copy like most movies these days, I don't want to see it. So
word. Okay. Not bad. Cause what was funny about all of it, like Tyrese and The Rock was like going back and forth, and he was saying like he was making it all about itself or whatever. But it's just like at this point it's getting ridiculous. Deshaun, man, since you were your major was filmmaking, and you are a filmmaker yourself and an actor. Tell me how you feel about them making this spin-off movie.
Oh shit. Dude, I've been waiting to talk about this with your ass for quite some time, ever since I heard about it. Dude, I don't even see why this shit is still going on. It's like Fast and Furious should have died years ago. And it's back that, like he said, I think Matt said something about they should have just ended it, or something. I think you said it ended it after like the 7th movie or some shit, Q. And I was sitting there like, that movie shouldn't have gone past 3. Killing the franchise. It's like, dude.
I lost interest around 3.
It went from a movie about people like racing Tokyo cars in the streets to these motherfuckers building a team to save the world. It's like it went from fucking race cars to the Avengers. Motherfucker, I was like, what?
Yo, I just realized what you just said. They went from like stealing. What was they doing? Like doing a bunch of jobs, you know.
They were doing drag
Being
racing, like street racing.
Being criminals. Criminals.
They was stealing car parts to fucking make their cars better, and like in street races in the middle of the night. It was Midnight Club, the movie with shitty actors. But then I don't want to get into even more detail about. I mean, I will get into it, but to get on this Tyrese,
Mission Impossible with cars.
Yes, thank you. To get on this Tyrese and Rock shit. Come on, dude. Tyrese. Ejectocito, cuz. Like, literally, it's like, that's what the fuck you need to do. It's like, nigga, you are saltier than a fucking dill pickle right now, dude. Let it go.
Man, extra salty, bro.
It's like, dude, so what? If he wants to fucking continue a franchise for a movie that should have died a long time ago, then let him do it. It's like, eventually The Rock is going to get even older. You see he rocking his Santa Claus beard and shit now. Like, his age is showing. It's like, what else has he got? He's not going to wrestle anymore. So it's like, and what you said about him not having any range. Yeah.
No range. He's been the same dude in every freaking movie.
You could watch like that movie Baywatch. I think that's what it was. It was supposed to be a remake from a TV show.
Yep.
And he's the same damn person.
He's the same person in the movie.
Watch the rundown from like the early 2000s up until now. He's the same dude.
That movie where he ate that fruit that made him loopy.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that shit.
The rundown, it was a weird movie. Not that The Rock's like a bad dude or anything, but it's like, how is he the highest paid actor in Hollywood, but he has no range?
Because a lot of them want a certain type.
He is the America's bicep, basically. So
let me throw
the American tough guy.
More like the American's bunion.
He's just that's a big ass bunion. Look, this is what I'll say. The only reason why that shit happens is because, especially in this industry, I mean, I'm not trying to talk like I know the industry right off the bat, but it's like, it shows. There are people who are like comedians that will have casting directors tell them, like, we want you to be more like Kevin Hart or like Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy or some shit. Like, you know, something that they know that they will want you to stay relevant to. And then they see The Rock got his own personality. And with Rock having his own personality, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to tell him they don't want him to change it.
It includes him every time. You ever notice, like, whenever he records a video on his phone, he always, like, lifts his head all the way back as he's talking?
It's like,
I don't know why.
It's like the farther he pushes his head back, the pointier the top of his head gets. It's like, dude, you look like a fucking... You look like a buff earthworm. Stop tilting your head back.
Just tilts it all the way back. I'm like, bro, you know it doesn't work like that. Just stretch your arm.
It's to make himself look bigger.
His arm
needlehead ass nigga, stop doing that.
It's like, bro, it's just funny. It's just real funny. He's not a bad dude at all. Like,
no, he's not, and I don't doubt that for 1 minute. I'm kind of happy over the fact that this is the guy that they want as the standard to an extent, because you got to remember, The Rock is a colorful dude. Black and Samoan, and it's like, finally you getting somebody with a little bit more of a culture, you know, a multicultural background being put in the forefront in Hollywood, because a lot of the guys that are in Hollywood that are above that are, of course, white.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like, I like some of them, like the Ryan Reynolds, the Chris Pratts, like, these guys are, like, they're hilarious to me. They pretty much play themselves in every movie. Ryan Reynolds don't have no fucking acting range, but we love him in everything he does. Let's be real.
Because he's hilarious.
Because he's funny. And then when he played Deadpool, it was just a perfect match.
He was born to play that role. I'm sorry.
All he had to do was just turn his goofiness up like a little bit more, and that's it. That's all he had to do.
Like his trademark dumb face, where he turns around, like his eyes are like halfway shut, halfway open, and his mouth is like open for some reason, like he's getting ready to start laughing for some fucking reason. That's the face we always know from Ryan Reynolds. That's what'll keep you laughing. But man, I don't know. I'm not for on a whole nother Fast and Furious franchise to kickstart, because it's like, it should have died a long time ago, man. It's like they just kept adding people. Like when they put Ludacris in as a fucking regular, that's how you should know. It's like that's it. It's like guest spot, and then out of nowhere he became a main character. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
it was out of nowhere, bro. It really was.
Let him let the Fast and Furious die. Like with Paul Walker gone, it's like that was your main character. Him and Vin Diesel, those were your main characters. If one of your main characters is dead, why are y'all trying to pursue even more of these? It's like, didn't y'all stop making more G.I. Joes after The Rock joined in?
Yeah, they did.
Y'all should have killed Marlon Wayans.
They killed Marlon Wayans off, but they threw The Rock in. I was like,
that shit died, didn't it? Mm-hmm.
Like, I rest my case.
Didn't just die. It nosedived into flames and hit the ground.
Y'all was messed up, man. Marlon Wayans.
And it fizzled out immediately.
You know what's messed up?
You'll see it was
no one remembers that movie anymore. I swear to God.
It was that
garbage. All right,
gentlemen.
I got something for that ass. Okay.
Ooh.
With the Fast and the Furious, you guys do have a point. It's a little played out, right?
Jeez, really played out.
All right, now, mind you, most of us love comic book movies, right?
Yeah.
To an average person that doesn't have any common sense, it is the stereotypical 90s action flick.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Blueprint. Oh. First 5 Fast and the Furious. I love. The last one I watched, I seen the Paul Walker chair jerker watch every grown man in the movie theater cry. You want to hide that shit, you can't hide it. You have a bunch of snuffles.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what they're doing with the Hobbs is because they already had in the works, they already had 10 movies.
Dang.
This is prior.
Like I said, 90 fucking movies.
they got like one more to do, and that's it. Like other than that, because Vin Diesel had bought the rights, he has all the rights to the Fast and Furious now. After Tokyo Drift, he was like, "Fuck that! You ruined the movie. Let me go get it back and make something." That's why they did what they did. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Another point.
I was just getting ready to say that too. Like, wasn't Bow Wow in like Tokyo Drift or something like that?
Fresh as in the movie.
I was like, that's another sign that that franchise shouldn't have gone any further when you got him, Shad Moss.
Well, at the time, street racing was still big in the streets. That's something too that you guys got to put into perspective. I live in Detroit, so I know things. There's a lot of street racing going on. A lot of kids getting in cars fucked up thinking they was Paul Walker.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching a lot of that stuff go down. But like that's something too. Is Fast and the Furious is big, more worldwide than it is in America because that culture still exists in other parts of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that.
I can see your point.
Mm-hmm.
It's better. It's a pain. Like you're right. That shit's played out like polka dot. Just like I finally seen Spider-Man: Homecoming. Not to take away from the conversation,
mm-hmm.
but we seen Spider. I didn't like Homecoming as much as I would. I love a lot of things about Homecoming, but I don't. Homecoming. Because I've been seeing a movie played out 16 different times.
Cutting their hair.
Mm-hmm.
Is somebody in here cutting their hair?
Their hair was.
I think that was down. I think that was down.
It probably was.
But yeah, he had a point about he definitely had a point about Homecoming.
But I'm gonna throw this in as an example for what he was talking about the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it like this. That also shows you where people's minds are in this country, especially in this country, when you still want to see shit like that, when you're not open to change as much.
I mean, some people it's more of a nostalgia thing. Some people have watched every single one.
If they want nostalgia, just watch the original movies. Like you don't see anybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. When they did Mad Max Fury Road, I know that brought back a whole lot of memories for people who grew up with the original Mad Max.
And I'm like, that.
Mad Max Fury Road was a good movie. I think it won a couple Oscars and shit. So that was.
I remember that. That
it
was
was
when Leo got his
mind-blowing.
first one for The Revenant.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I was like, this man should have been had one. They want to disrespect him. I thought he had one for sure in Django when he smashed that glass and bust his hand up and kept the scene going.
Yeah.
I thought he had it for sure. I was like, y'all gotta give him something. It was like, nah, we gonna give it to.
But it's like, I mean, like I said, I mean, you know me to be a nostalgic type of dude, but at the same time, like I balance that. There's still things in the current era that I still like versus things that I used to like. For example, like, true, I might not like most music that that gets played, especially when I'm at work. They play Cardi B half the time whenever I'm working the truck, and you know for a fact I can't stand that ignorant bitch. But it's like I can't help but hear it. So I'm like, all right, anybody want to play something else? And then I'm looked at like that old dude, especially when I start bringing up
Migos, ain't they?
Yeah, and that's exactly what they played right after that. And I was sitting there like, okay, play somebody that's not from this city.
No, that's how people from Atlanta are. They play their own and they support their own music. Unlike Detroit, they don't do that. They too busy hating on each other all the time.
And they thought that's who I listened to. I was like, no, I have variety. Like a lot of my favorite rappers are not even from Detroit. Like a lot of them are from parts of California, parts of New York, Chicago, all kinds of shit. So I'm like I get it. Y'all want to, I get it. Y'all want to support a lot of the mainstream artists that come out of Atlanta, but I'm like, there's a lot of y'all out here. Like some of y'all actually suck.
What?
Little Yachty.
Lil Yachty.
Wait. Hold
What'd he say?
Hold on. If you say this around Dom, trust me, he will not shut up because this man got ammo for days, bro. I'm telling you.
Are you talking about?
All he heard was, I think he heard Lil Yachty and it was a rap. That's like all he heard was, hold on.
John, let me just say this. Mind you, I live in Atlanta. There are a lot of people who play the bullshit while I'm at work, and I cannot stand it.
Of course, I understand that. I have no problem with that. If you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. I just don't want to be. I want balance somewhere in my life. And that music, there's no balance no more, bro.
It's kind of hard to have balance. I'll just throw this out here as an example. I got a friend of mine back in Michigan, my boy Brad. He's a rapper. A lot of his beats sound a lot like those trap beats, but he still knows how to put his own spin on it and have actual lyrics thrown into the beat.
Yeah, bars.
He got bars.
Wait. There's one thing I gotta bring up. There's just one thing. All the crazy kids that, like the Lil Pumps and the Lil Uzis and all that, where they got colorful dreads and they just be doing all that dumb stuff.
No,
and
what's that other dude?
What's his name? XXX Tentacion.
Yeah, crazy, the alien looking dude.
I don't understand. I'm not gonna say I don't like what he did. He can do whatever he want, but his music is still fire. Like Riot, his whole 17 album was dope. I liked it. I did.
He made good music. I'm not gonna deny that. But it's something wrong with his ass.
Do you know his history? This dude has been locked up for I don't know how long. This dude got locked up on he had like gun possession charges. He was like breaking in people's houses. Then this dude almost killed somebody in jail. He can actually fight. And then there's plenty of videos of him online like fighting people. He's a disturbed individual. He really is.
When you look like when you look like Zarbon's transformation, yes, like you better know how to fucking fight.
Shut up. Why you bring up Zarbon, the most useless character in Dragon Ball Z? Why you Zarbon?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Let me point this out here real quick.
Yeah.
It's like XXX music. The 17 I listened to it was an okay album. It could have been a better if it was an emo album and not a hip hop album. It would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he had a band behind him, or whatever, would have been a better album. Because he really had something to say. Do I agree with what he does? No. But I can't knock none of these young dudes because I'm about to be that brother that's 30 and they be like, shut up, old dude. Even though I rap and put out music, they be like, shut up, old dude. So I'm gonna have to set them around who's breathe.
Nah, that don't mean
You ever
shit.
heard
Me
Kodak
and-
Black talk?
Right.
Like, man, we out here getting money. They too good out here. You know what I'm saying? You all here hating, old dude.
Like, he sound like a cartoon, bro.
Like when Yachty said that bullshit about he like, don't nobody be like bulling out cardboard and breakdancing no more. I was like, bullshit.
I was
know
surprised,
them.
bro. I thought Ebro was about to be like, shit. It just went. And I was just
Like Q, you know Roderick.
yeah, Roger.
Dizzy Rock, my birthday twin. He's a fucking dancer at the Palace.
That man can dance his ass off. I remember back when we used to work at UMG. When he was working down there, this dude would be on the phone. He'd stand up out his shit. He'd be dancing. I was like, Aaron,
He practicing. Like he gotta get it in somehow.
I be like, you see this man? He'd be like, man, he's like, I'm gonna be the best. And he's just like killing it. I was like, this
And
dude,
he wasn't bullshit. Look what he does for a living now.
that man was out there getting it.
me
It'd be
too,
like
Kyle.
every phone call, he stand up and he just start moving. But he had a headset on, so he could be able to do that. But
So he was free as a boy.
yeah, that man was out here killing it. But I mean, I just realized we got all off topic for a minute. We was out here talking about that. There's so much that could be said, but we already an hour in. I can't even do it.
This is what happens if you have a bunch of brothers. It will always return to barbershop talk.
Brothers, that's what happens.
That's what happens.
That is
I try
extra funny.
to stay away from hip hop on this show because I get real Joe Budden.
Dude, me and Q were very passionate about hip hop, so it's understandable.
Like Joe
Like-
Budden, that nigga turned into a tea kettle. Like as soon as you say so, as soon as academics be like, yeah, you know, I like Lil Uzi Verse album. All you hear is and his face get red.
Joe Budden, every single time he hear him say, like, every time he hears somebody give him a shitty rapper a compliment, he look like he holding in his shit. Like, he can't help it. It's like, dude, if he don't fucking reach a toilet, as soon as he catch a break, he gonna run like Pennywise in the basement on it.
Oh,
Straight to that fucking toilet.
Hey, quit. You better quit that until you already started right now. What do you think? Like, dude, don't ask me this. Come on.
wait, what happened?
When you ask me questions about whack rappers, I'll say some shit. I get twisted in the face and
Oh,
like,
yeah, I know your reaction. Bro. I know that.
Shit.
I know
I
that
remember
reaction.
he interviewed Yachty. Yachty couldn't even breathe without this motherfucker going coming the fuck
He's
up.
like, you need to have some respect for the art that watched you from your dorm room eating fucking oodles and noodles. I was like, bro. He got
I was
so
like, that's how you
heated.
know it got real when he went to oodles and noodles.
But he brought up his point of, he was like, we don't like what he stands for. And I was just like what he stands for. And it clicked. I was like, oh, the mumble rap. That he just wanted bars, but that's his opinion. He just wants bars. But
That's
some of them
what
kids,
culture
they
is about.
don't care about that no more. So
I want bars all day long. I get upset when I can't spit bars. I spit bars like these 3 times a day. And if I can't come up with some good shit, I shut the fuck up.
That's the
Oh,
problem.
sorry.
Dude. Like the masses.
did you hear what
Unfortunately.
Eminem said in his hip hop awards
Yeah,
about
yeah, the
Trump?
cipher.
He said
Yeah.
the only thing he's fantastic for, he said, is
Is-
throwing rocks off or something like that, and then he's orange or something. He said some dope shit. I was like, okay, I see what you're saying.
It was
Brought
a
up the
reference to
feet.
the thing. I was like, oh shit. Okay.
That was mediocre level too, and it was kind of irritating. People were like, "Oh, it's so tight." I was like, "Man, that's like a."
It's simple, but it's funny.
That's what I was saying yesterday when I was at work. I was like, that's not even his best work.
It's not. It's just funny as
It's
shit.
far from his best work, but
It's
he
just
was
funny
brutal.
as shit.
Exactly. Ain't
But
that
if you
shit?
hear shit like this now compared to cooking up the coconut hot buck, hearing that,
That's why it
that's
sounds
why
so.
everybody is like, oh shit, that shit was funny as fuck to me.
Because they're not used to it. Like
That
they
shit
used
was
to hearing
funny
the
as
shit
shit.
that make them feel good. If you like, I'll say it like this: if you a stupid motherfucker, you gonna like listening to other stupid motherfuckers. Be honest. Name one
Yeah.
dude that you know that will sit here and tell you straight up,
Stop cutting into my Wu-Tang album listening time. I got a whole Wu-Tang album. I have to think about this today. Thank you for reminding me, Deshaun. Sorry for cutting you off, but I remember the
Nah, you
Wu-Tang
good.
Okay, we need to get back on subject. We really do.
Yeah, we off. We all the way off right now.
Barbershop. Okay, just call it the barbershop moment. We apologize for every other listener that wants to listen to things and whatever.
Yeah, we was just talking about the state of music or whatever for hip hop.
I'm
But okay.
sorry.
What else was there? We talked about
Justice
Fast and
League.
Furious. Oh, the Punisher Netflix series actually had its trailer and it looked pretty lit. So, Dom, why don't you tell me about what you thought about this series and are you gonna give it a watch?
Of course, I'm gonna give it a watch. Does it bear shit in the woods?
It does shit in the woods. It does.
Thank you. I'm really excited because Punisher is one of those characters that I do read quite often when he has a series, and there's a few Punisher series I do enjoy. So that's fun. On a lighter note, you missed two other important trailers, and one series about to start next month that you might want to check out as well, other than the Punisher. The Runaways get their own series next month, and then Cloak and Dagger's new trailer was released a couple weeks ago. So I'm just excited all around for some Marvel entertainment. Other than the Inhumans, I'm pretty much enjoying everything.
That sounds good. That definitely sounds good. Crap! I forgot the order. Matt, tell me what you think about what you think about this Netflix series.
You already know I like anything comic book related. I'll watch it at least the first episode, even if I know how it's gonna be. Mm-hmm. I've been looking forward to it all summer. I look forward to it. There's nothing other than what I can say is I'm gonna be probably one of the first people to watch it. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed the Punisher series. Enjoyed the Punisher ideology and character structure from Daredevil for the Daredevil series.
Yeah, they got the Dark Punisher.
So I look forward to it. He's one of my favorite characters. I'm currently reading. I forgot the number, but all new different Marvel's Punisher. So.
Oh, you're reading the lighthearted Punisher? I gotta go pick up some Max. Don't read lighthearted. You gotta read grown up Punisher.
I know. I read everything, but still.
Grown up Punisher is where it's at. If you gotta read a Punisher, yes, you growing up people and not killing.
I read everything.
Right. I
just do.
I know you do.
But other than that, I did not enjoy the spin and the structure of Inhumans. I have been looking forward to Cloak and Dagger for a while. Mm-hmm. I have not read Runaways quite yet, but I need to. I look forward to the next season of Luke Cage.
Yeah. Missy Knight with that R, boy. I know he's about to be happy. I
look forward to the next season of Luke Cage. I look forward to the next season of Daredevil. I look forward to anything. I look forward to it. And as well as Moon Knight, with the Moon Knight announcement. I look forward to that being made.
Yeah.
So,
he looks extra good.
I can already see them setting up for the Murder Squad. It's just...
Shout out to the Murder Squad. Murder Squad.
I do. So...
all their series have been hits. So, they've been definitely hits, so they might definitely do it. Deshaun, tell me what you think about that Punisher coming to Netflix already.
Really?
Yes.
Everything that didn't came on the Flix net, and you think I'm not going to pay attention to the Punisher?
No.
Oh, you better get away. You already know I'm going to see it, and I'm going to love it. Just like I loved watching Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Defenders,
Iron Fist,
even Iron Fist.
Better. Yeah.
I know what I said the last time. Come on. I gave it. Like I said, I'll watch it all the way through. I have no problem with it. I still can't get my girl to like it for shit, but I don't give a shit what she think.
Hey Danny,
like
what you
it.
want to eat for dinner? I'm doing more than Iron Fist. Say that shit like every freaking second.
But with that being said, yes, and dude, I keep forgetting his name, but like dude who they got playing Frank Castle is like perfect.
He really is. He definitely is.
Fantastic.
I hope he gets a movie role for it. Probably won't happen.
Yeah. I mean, of course it won't because they gotta cut ties between cinematic and TV universes and shit.
I would love the current actor for Luke Cage to be at the movie screen, but I know that's not gonna happen.
They might eventually do that though.
Who better to play that part?
They might tie him in at some point.
Exactly.
They might tie in all the Netflix people.
Wait,
not the TV people.
I can see that happening with like Inhumans and stuff like that. Like, I want to see that happen.
They were tying it in with the films though, because I remember even when dude was talking to Luke Cage, he was just like, "Oh, you one of them," and then they had like tapes of like I think it was like
the Avengers.
The Avengers. They had stuff like that, so I'm thinking they're gonna tie them in like at some point. I don't know if it will happen, but I mean,
they're tying everybody in not in the TV universe, but not in the television universe, but in the Netflix universe. I think they're gonna try to get them into movies.
I hope so.
The TV universe is too convoluted. It's just the way Inhumans was executed it wasn't really good.
Yeah, it's not a movie.
It's the way they did everything. It's it's difficult to pinpoint what exactly is happening. What upset me about it is that they tried the whole idea of Inhumans is that they're human, and they put them in a human-like society, and almost a caste system, and I didn't like that.
Well, that's because I've explained this to Matt several times in the last. We've talked about this for the last 4 months. That like Marvel's trying.
I'm aware of what's happening, but still,
it's all over the place.
To the outside viewer, that's not a comic book geek or does not read comics as heavy as me and Dom does. I would find it. They would find it confusing. They just would. They would go like, "Oh, it's Marvel."
Yeah.
What the hell am I watching?
Yeah, nobody knows.
When they threw in the whole fact of Black Bolt, they rushed his entire origin into structural and how important the importance of why he is the way he is. They rushed
Thanos.
But nothing you can really do about that. If I keep going, I'm gonna go on a rant. So
it's all good. We actually running out of time too. So you just made the hour and 20-minute mark. So I think we should wrap it up here because it's probably gonna be a pain in the ass to edit and upload. But other than that, it was a pretty lengthy podcast. It was pretty good. I think everybody hit all the points they made. Everybody voiced their opinions well, which is good. So I'm just gonna go down the list of whoever's in the chat or whatever. Deshaun, do you have any closing statements you would like to say now?
For one, please check out me and my brother's original project, Minority Show. Like he said, the link will be in the description, or you can look on his channel, find it in the related channels. I think that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Check out Chauncey Jefferson, please. That literally became one of my favorites to look at from Quentin himself.
Yeah, boy, your boy got range.
And follow us on Twitter at Minority Show, Facebook The Minority Show, and Q. Do you even use your Instagram?
No.
You should.
I need to. I really need to.
I tag you in so much shit. Like, dude, I'm like, I wonder if he'll ever see this.
I have not. I don't even know I don't even know if I have a my password to all that.
Make another one and just start using it, dude. Like,
I think I might
leave
know
it.
it, but like I need to. It's white.
Because that's what's going to help us branch. You can follow me on Instagram at IamDABailey. That's all lowercase, no underscores, none of that. So that's all I got.
All right, cool. And Matt, you got any closing statements for the people for today's episode?
Nope. Just keep. If you want to get more, nope, not at all, not at all. I hit all my points. If you don't, but I do have something to say. If you don't, to understand how me and Dom think about the whole comic book aspect, you gotta read. You just gotta read it.
You're saying get your reading game up.
Yeah, because both me and Dom read. I don't read comic books as heavy as I used to, but I still read them. Dom reads them like he breathes air. So that's the difference in between us. But if you want to, don't know how to say this. I'll probably say it next time. But have a nice. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
This man Don be reading comic books like a hog, Miss Slop, like a baby. Miss Mammal
Miss
did
Mammal did
it. He read them like the gum underneath his shoe. Wait, that didn't go all the way together. But all I like to say is I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. And I also have a separate gaming channel too, which I'm doing like handheld content on. I might bring it on this one, but I'm thinking about just keeping it separate, just for the sake of not trying to overload people with too much stuff. But yeah, I was going to say thank you guys for tuning into this episode. And Dom, as always, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, freaks and geeks of all types, I love you all. Thanks for having me on the show as always. And for those, you know the deal. Back into that, we're going to be back at you again with another Double Edge podcast. You better hit that like and subscribe button. Like it for real. Don't play. And leave a comment. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you do like. And once again, my name is Dom, a.k.a. Four Wheels and the Mic. You can check me out at Four Wheels and the Mic on SoundCloud, Facebook, and your Twitter. Check out my freestyles. Meanwhile, you can tell me I suck there too. And have a nice night.